Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a first impressions video of the Morphe 35M palette. This is called the Boss Mood palette and this is a new launch from Morphe. They just released it like I think a week or so ago, or has it been longer than that? But I'm going to be doing like my first impressions of this palette. I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts, my overview, my opinions. I'm going to be doing a tutorial as well on this look right here. I do want to say that if you want to skip the tutorial and just go to my like thoughts and opinions on this palette, I will include a timestamp in the description box down below. But this video in general is going to be like a very full, very informative video where I give you guys my honest first impressions. I want to give you guys a good rounded view of what I think this palette is, like what I think, whether or not I think it's worth it so far. Keep in mind that this is a first impressions. I can't necessarily give you guys my final verdict on this palette. I am planning on trying this palette a lot more in the future, so in a future video I will tell you what I think of this palette and whether or not I recommend it, but so far I have my own opinions. So if you want to see what I have to say about this palette, if you want to see how to create this look right here, then of course keep on watching. So today, my friends, we'll be working with the Morphe 35M palette. This is called the Boss Mood palette, and this is one that I'm very excited to try out today. This is going to be a first impressions. I've only just recently received this palette, recently meaning this afternoon, and I came home and I was like, I want to film this video. So far, all I've done are my brows and my eyeshadow base. What I've been doing for my eyeshadow base is using this Huda Beauty Faux Filter full coverage, high coverage cream foundation. This is a foundation that I rarely use because it is so high coverage, but I love using just a little bit of it as my eyeshadow base because it really just covers really well and it just adheres to the eyeshadow really nicely. For most eyeshadows, I find that it works really well if I just use like a foundation or concealer or some kind of primer on my lids, and if I don't set it and then apply the eyeshadows right away on top of that, because for me that makes the eyeshadow adhere to the lids a lot better, because if you set your base, usually the eyeshadow does not adhere so well. It doesn't look as pigmented right off the bat, and I kind of like pigmentation, so yeah, that's what I want. But I have noticed with the Morphe 39A palette that that palette for me works better when I set my lids. So today I have not set my lids, so we'll be figuring this out, seeing how it works. We'll figure this out. I want to try out as many colors as possible. I don't know how this is gonna work. I hope that this turns out to be a good look. I have not done the first impressions in a very long time because usually when I'm trying out palettes I can try them out on my own time, but like I've barely swatched this and now I'm putting this on my eyes and now I'm like, I hope I don't screw this up. This is the little insert with the colors on it. You guys know I'm lazy. I'm not going to use this. So this is going like to the side. I'm not going to throw it away, but like it's not going to be used in this video because I'm too lazy. So I'm just going to point to the colors that I'm using, so hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this color right here, and this is one of the colors that I was very intrigued by because of just how unique this color is. It's literally like a very greenish yellow color. So this is going like right in this area of my eye, kind of like in my crease, but I'm just going to be putting it in like the first inner portion of my crease as like, I don't know, some sort of a transition color. I do want to say that this color, like right off the bat, it looks like something that needs to be built up. It's not giving me a lot of pigmentation straight off the bat, but at the same time it's not giving me like any kind of fallout really. I'm not getting a lot of kickback at all, but even though I'm like really grinding the brush in there, even though I'm really just like being like a little bit heavy-handed with my brush. I see that they have like a white looking highlight like right here in the palette, and I want to use this on my eyes. So I'm just going to take like a brush real quick and I'm going to put this on my brow bone because I want to try this color out. It's really like, I would say it's kind of like a shimmery metallic. It's not like as blingy as a lot of the other shades in this palette, but it is like a very smooth looking metallic color. And I'm applying this quite heavily into my brow bone area. But then later when we go in with a fluffy brush, I'll be able to like really kind of diffuse it a little bit more. I'm going in with this fat eyeshadow brush. I kind of want to go in with this color right here because I saw this color and I was super excited. So I'm just gonna pack this. Where do I want to pack it? I think I want to pack it like right up there. This is such weird placement, I know, but I just want to play around with this and see what happens. I'm like literally just packing this like in the middle of my eyelid, but like I'm keeping it to like the higher portion of my eyelid because I want to like experiment and just see where this takes me. Because like I said, I want to create like a look with as many of these colors as possible. And I don't want to make any of these colors look super muddy, so I want this to be a good look, if you know what I mean. Then I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and I'm going to dip in to this color right here. I'm just using just a little bit of that and I'm going to blend out the edges of this color. I'm also going to go a little bit into the crease. So far these shades are looking super blendable. They're working with each other really nicely, which I do appreciate. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of this color right here and using that same tiny brush, I'm going to run this into my crease. Just in that small area. I'm not going to go like full on into the rest of my crease. I just want to go into that small area and just apply a little bit more color. I'm going back in with this brush right here and I'm dipping into this color right here. Previously we were using this color, now I want to try and use this one. It's very similar, but I feel like this one has a little bit more yellow to it compared to the other shade that we were using earlier. I kind of want to build up that red color again, so I'm going to go back into this packing brush and just go over the color that I just applied, and then going back into this brush right here, dipping it into this color and just blending things out even more. I like a lot of color payoff, so like I am okay with going in with several layers if I want to get like a good result. You know what? I'm gonna go into this purple shade right here. So I'm just flipping this brush over and I'm gonna be dipping it into that purple color. So this is going into my outer corner. All right, so now I'm going back in with this tiny little crease brush and I'm not gonna add any additional color on this brush, but I'm just gonna like use this to softly diffuse the edges of that purple. Okay, so I really want an opportunity to play with some of the metallics in this palette. So now that I have like my matte shades pretty much like done at this point, I'm going to go in with a little bit of glitter glue. This is like the NYX Glitter Glue, the same thing I pretty much always use. And I'm going to apply this to, let's do the center of my lid first. This is something that I have been doing with a lot of my metallics recently, but I'm going to be going in with my fingers and I'm going to be picking up this shade right here. This is like a pink shimmery color. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I'm just going to apply this to that, like just on top of that glitter glue. I'm using dabbing motions so far. I think I want to go in with another finger and pick up this color right here, and then I'm applying that right next to that pink color. And then I want to add a little bit of glitter glue into my inner corner. Not like my inner corner, just like the inner part of my eyelid. For the inner portion of my lid, I'm just going to dip into this color right here. It's just such a beautiful, like shimmery greenish color that I'm kind of obsessed with. And then to deepen things up a little bit more, I want to take this color right here. This is like a pink with a little bit of glitter in it. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but we'll see. And I kind of just want to apply this to my lid, just to my crease area. Okay, so I'm gonna do my foundation super quickly. I'm not gonna film this part because like this is literally taking me so long to film and I don't want this video turning into like a big fiasco. So I'm just gonna focus on the eyes for today, but I will put all like the product information in the description box if you are interested. The light is changing so much in this video, I'm seriously about to lose my mind. But for my lower lash line, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a pencil brush and I want to dip into, what color shall we use next? For my under eye area, I'm just going to dip into this shade right here using like a stiff pencil brush, and I'm going to just stamp this into my entire lower lash line. Then I'm going to take this brush, I cleaned it off just a little bit, and I'm going to dip into this shade right here, and I'm going to use that to sort of blend out the edges of this under eye situation that we have going on here. I'm also going to apply a little bit of color just to join the top and the lower lash line together. And then for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to go in with this orange shade right here. I can't remember the last time I used an orange as an inner corner highlight, but this look is kind of calling for it, so I'm just going to follow that. Okay, so this is what the makeup look looks like without lashes on. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. All the products that I used on my face today will be down below in the description box. I just want to make this about the palette, but I do want to show you this is what the look looks like without lashes on. And then this is the look with the lashes on. Now I'm kind of like I really like this look. I'm really in love with it. So now I want to talk real quickly about my experience with this palette, what I thought of it, what I thought of the performance. Keep in mind that this is a first impressions review. This, okay, I don't even want to call it a review. This is a first impressions look at this palette. I have not tried it thoroughly. I've only tried it once, and this was the one time that I did try it. But based on like my first like assumptions or my first impressions, this palette is one I do want to use again. I am liking it so far. I think that the colors in here, for one thing, they're phenomenal. I love the color story. It is so beautiful. I do want to say that these colors, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but these colors, I was expecting them to be a little bit more yellow because for some reason online they looked very yellow, and I was kind of expecting them to be shades of yellow, maybe just a little bit of a greenish yellow, but yellow. However, they're green. I do want to say that. Some of the colors in this palette, I do want to talk about like these two specific colors. They're not as, they require a lot of building up. And that is common, I would say, for colors in like this similar color family, because yellows and light greens, they do tend to need a lot of building up and a lot of work. So that's normal. Is this something that I love? No. Can you build up? Yes, you can. You can see that it is still showing up. Like, it still looks absolutely beautiful, but I do want to mention that a little bit. However, the darker mattes, I absolutely love. The warm tones in this palette, the oranges, they look beautiful. Everything blends into everything else very seamlessly. I'm especially into the mattes. Similar to the 39A palette, the mattes for me are really beautiful. However, I think the shimmers in here are also deserving of a mention, because the shimmers, like the metallics especially, are absolutely beautiful. This color, oh my goodness, it looked so beautiful. It's very reflective, very blingy. This color is also really nice. Let's talk about the packaging, by the way. I almost forgot to mention that. This is a plastic packaging, which I kind of have mixed feelings about. Me, I like cardboard. I do like cardboard, but this is easier to clean. It has a little bit more structure to it, and I don't really see this falling apart too easily, unlike like my Morphe 35M, which fell apart. As you guys know, if you watched my Morphe 35M video that I did this week, that was a collaboration video. That was last week. Yeah, I did that video last week, but this is like a very good quality packaging. It reminds me a little bit of the ColourPop Mar palette packaging. I do want to try this palette a little bit more on and off camera so I can give you guys a more informed opinion, but so far I'm really into this palette, and I do think I will be using this palette more and more in the future. So that's it for today. I'm just going to wrap this up, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.